so what we're gonna do right now is make my most favorite gut healing blend. This is really like my go-to green juice that I make every single day. And like I said, if you don't have a juicer, you don't need one. You can absolutely do this in a blender with some filtered water. So celery, we're gonna add into the blender. I like to cut it into chunks because obviously you don't want it like these long stalks coming out of your blender. And we're going to, this is just one full bunch of celery. And so I washed it, chopped it, put it in here. Celery is really great for the adrenals because it's filled with these mineral salts that are great for adrenal health. So if you are somebody with adrenal burnout or somebody who is feeling exhausted all the time, celery juice, just in general, that's what I started with, was plain celery juice when I was trying to heal my gut. Now, for me personally, I really struggled with what's known as candida, which is a yeast overgrowth. And this was really the catalyst into all of like the things that I tried on when it came to health and wellness, and it has stuck because it works. It's like you're cleaning out your insides first thing in the morning. This is the first thing that should go into your body when you wake up in the morning. So unless you're having like some warm water with lemon, but other than that, this should be like the first thing that goes in. Then we're having some cucumber because cucumber is super, super hydrating. So cucumber, just like hydrate the GI tract, hydrate the intestines, hydrate the cells after they have been dehydrated for 12 plus hours or 8 hours if you've been sleeping or since dinner the night before. Some fennel, which is really great for your gut. It's really calming and nourishing for the intestines. So if you're somebody who has nausea or you're somebody who has heartburn, fennel is a really great ingredient that you might want to start to put into your food, into your juice, whatever the case may be. Same thing with ginger. Ginger is also antimicrobial and antiviral, meaning it's gonna help to boost up your immune system. Lemon, because it helps to detoxify, it helps the liver to detoxify. So adding a full lemon in, I just cut off the rind. I should also say with the ginger and the turmeric, when I put these in my juicer, I don't cut off the peel. I wash it really well. I soak it in sometimes some white vinegar with some water, so I make sure that I get all of the dirt off if it came from the store. But other than that, I really don't peel it off. It just becomes too much of a job, and the juicer is going to do that work for you, or the blender in this case. So then we're going to take some filtered water. We use spring water that it comes in a glass bottle and it's delivered in a glass, like a big glass bottle, because as we know, plastics, they leach into your water bottles, especially if they're coming in a big, huge truck and they're in the heat. Those plastic bottles are going to leach BPAs, toxins, all the things that you don't want for your hormonal health into your water. So we use spring water. Any water is great that comes in a glass bottle, like I said, or if you have a nice, really good, trustworthy filter in your sink. So we're gonna fill up the blender to just about before you reach the tip of the produce, so that we have enough water to really blend down all of these veggies. The other thing that I'll mention when it comes to a juice, a question that I get all the time is, can I add fruit and should I add fruit? And the answer is, unfortunately, no. Unless you're just starting juicing and you really can't stand the taste, maybe you do half of an apple. But what that's gonna do is, because there's no fiber attached, because you're stripping all the fiber out, we're gonna use this cheesecloth to strip the fiber out. You end up getting rid of all the fiber, and so that means that sugar from the fruit is giving you a huge glucose spike the second that it enters your mouth. Versus vegetables, it's much less of an intense blood sugar roller coaster that you're gonna ride. And so I really would try to stay away from fruit in your juice and drink your vegetables, because like I said, you're gonna get that really good vitamin and mineral shot straight to your gut, which is what houses so much of our hormonal health, so much of our immune health, and so we can really use that vitamin shot. So we're gonna go blend this up. Okay, so I have a Vitamix. This is the Professional Series 750. We got this as a wedding gift. I'm obsessed with it. It makes soups, it makes smoothies, it makes juice, it makes everything. And so this is also an investment, but any high-speed blender is gonna work for this. So we're gonna put it, I will put it on a 5 or a 6. You could also put it on the liquefy button and just turn it on. and wait until you cannot see any more big vegetable chunks in the blender. So we're gonna take this blended mixture. It looks like a garden in a bowl right now. And what we're gonna do is strain out all the fiber. So like I mentioned before, you're not getting any fiber when you're juicing. I think that's a really big misconception that so many of my clients, so many people on Instagram ask me about. They're like, oh, well, I'm getting a serving of vegetable. No, you're not getting, you need to still eat broccoli, you still need to eat spinach, you still need to eat your veggies when you're juicing. This is just an extra vitamin dose, right? This is not a substitute for eating your vegetables. Because fiber is gonna feed those good bugs in your gut. So here is what we're gonna do. We're gonna pour this in, and you'll see it's kind of like chunky. Again, that's just us getting rid of the fiber. This is just a nut milk bag. So before I got the almond cow to make nut milk, I used this. I would just pour my water over my almonds, let it soak for a few hours, blend it up, and then I would strain it through this like cheesecloth or nut milk bag, and we would get homemade almond milk. And so if you don't want to buy a nut milk maker, because who wants to have like 9 million contraptions like me in their kitchen, these things are really great. So you can see how much fiber is actually in here. We also have a really nice big bowl of juice. What I will say is that if you want to make juice and you want to, this will be enough for 2 people about. I really would not suggest making it in big batches, for the whole week. Because what happens is, as soon as you make this juice, you blend it, you strain it, it is oxidizing. It is losing its nutrient value. So you want to drink it as soon as possible. So if you make this on a Monday and then you're drinking it on a Friday, just like all those pre-bottled juices that you can get at Whole Foods or pressed juice or whatever, there's really no nutrient content in there. They've lost so much of their nutrient content since being pre-bottled, way before. And so you really want to be doing this daily. The other benefit of doing it this way with the blender versus the juicer is that you don't have to clean the juicer. You just get to wash out the blender and you're good to go. So like I said, this will be enough for probably just me and Chad. And we will split 2 big glasses of this, and then we'll make another one tomorrow. So that way we're getting the most benefit out of it. Because if you're doing something like this, you want to get value out of it. You don't want to be just doing it to do it. So don't do it, on a Monday, like I said, and then drink it on a Friday. You're really not getting the benefit. All right, as I funnel this in here, try to be careful. I will let you guys know that when we think about, you guys are probably wondering, what vitamins am I getting from this? Now, this is not something where you should totally ditch your, supplements. Like if you're taking vitamin D or something like that, you should still be taking that. But you're getting a really good dose of vitamin A, vitamin C, which are great for your skin and for your gut health. Vitamin K, iron, and it really just depends on the produce that you're using for what vitamins you're getting. You're also getting, not probiotics, because probiotics we get from, those are the beneficial bacteria, but we are getting prebiotics from juicing. So we are getting what feeds those good bacteria in our gut. And so that's part of the reason why it's so beneficial for gut health. When we think about why we want to do this first thing in the morning, does it happen for me every single morning as the first thing? No, I have kids, I have a life, that sometimes creates distractions, right? But I think that when we think about why we want to do this, because 1, you don't have anything else in your system, right? And so you're immediately getting that direct shot of vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients into your GI, into your bloodstream, without anything else trying to be digested at the same time. And so your body can really easily absorb those things. The other thing is, like I mentioned, it can help to start to clean you out. So if you're not somebody who's not regular, if you're not going to the bathroom regularly, if you add this in as the first thing you're doing in the morning, it starts to hydrate the GI tract to help you start to cleanse and detoxify your GI system, making you more regular, making you have more regular bowel movements, making you feel less bloated, and making you have more energy. Because that's the time we really should be detoxifying, is those hours between 5 a.m. and 10 a.m. Those are our peak detoxification hours after sleep. And so we really want to be using them to our advantage. knowing that, okay, if we put some fruit in here and we put some, like, whole fruit, not fruit juice, a green juice in here before we have our like blood sugar balancing meal first thing in the morning, that's the best way to really optimize our digestive health. So, like I said, 2 big glasses, and when I say big glasses, I mean big glasses, like this one. And we'll drink like a whole thing of this, each of us. So, this is my pre-breakfast appetizer.